Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 9 of Direwolf20's Dyson Sphere program Let's Play series, where today I've got a few things I want to cook up. So, between episodes, my research for the Planetary Logistics Station completed, which is mega hype, right? Planetary Logistics Station is pretty awesome. Number one, it gives me access to Tier 3 conveyor belts, which is cool. It also gives me access to the Planetary Logistics Station. It's going to need some particle traps, which I'm still researching, but we also have access to logistics drones now, which is also cool. So quite a handful of things that we've got. Now, right now, we're researching magnetic particle traps, which is going to be one of the components we need to make those things. We've already got the Supermagnetic field generator. I don't think we set up the automation for this yet. I don't think. Did I automate this? I'm pretty sure I didn't, right? It would be down here if I did. I think last episode we pretty much had this thing going, right? And that would be you. So you're cooking pretty nicely. But we're ready to expand this and use these to upgrade to the next tier of thing, which is this guy. It's going to use that stuff, as you can see. But there's a few components I want to automate today, just to get us ready for like kind of the future. So number one of the first things I'm going to want to automate is graphene. This is going to be an important component for a lot of more advanced tech stuff, including the assembly machine Mark II, among a few other things. Then, once we've got the graphene automated, we're also going to want to look into getting those particle traps. I'm hoping by the time I get the graphene automated, all the research for the particle traps will be complete. Cool. Once that's done, we'll just kind of play things by ear, if that works for you guys. Hopefully it will. Do I have the thing? Yeah, I'm going to do that, because we researched vertical construction, so we can throw another storage tank on there. Another vertical construction research upgrade will give us even more storage on these things, but one step at a time. So the plan is this. I would like to export the resources, the storage tank refined oil. We'll probably hop over this conveyor belt a little bit. What I'm going to do then is over here-ish, I'm going to tap into the water that we have here and the stone that we have here to make ourselves some sulfuric acid. So the sulfuric acid is the refined oil that we have, plus stone, plus water in a chemical facility. Once those three things combine to make sulfuric acid, we're going to combine the sulfuric acid with refined graphite, and we will have ourselves some graphene. That's going to be very cool. Now, there's more advanced ways to get graphene in the future. We're not quite there yet. What I thought I would do is tap into the coal reserves over here, these coal veins, to make the refined graphite, so that it'll be a dedicated one, rather than tapping into my existing refined graphite production, because this thing's busy. It's making a lot of graphite. Like, this graphite is not backstuffed in any way, shape, or form. It's just barely keeping up. It doesn't even have enough graphite to satisfy the needs already. So, like, yeah, we're gonna absolutely need to do something here. The other thing I might do real quick, if I can, do I have the resources to knock out some Mark III belts? Can I potentially do that? No, because Mark III belts also need graphene, which I can't produce by hand. Supermagnetic rings I can produce by hand, but I don't think I can make graphene by hand. I'm pretty sure. Well, I can actually, but I don't have the ability to craft this by hand, I don't think. Pretty sure I can't make those things by hand. But either way, we need to automate them, so let's do the thing. So step one, I'm going to create just a few chemical plants, and I'm gonna set up this chemical plant producer right up here so that it's not too far away from anything that we're gonna want. I'm gonna start with 3 of them, and into the chemical plant producer, we're gonna have a couple Mark II belts. 1, 2. And 3. I'm just going to be prepared to get everything built there. Now, you're going to have to absolutely tap. So what I might do is something like that. Does that seem fair? And then we can tap you. We'll go up a little bit. And then this is the trick. We want to remove you guys. And then go down right away. And that looks pretty good to me. I feel like there was a way to make that a little bit better, like, but meh, it's good enough. Cool. Perfect. You like? So now, in addition here, we're going to obviously need some power. So let's get those ready. And I don't think we've quite yet covered the water pump. So I'm going to make a couple of them. We're obviously a little short on iron, so I'm going to go grab more of those components for us. The water pump does exactly what you might expect it to do. It pumps water out of reservoirs on the planet. Now, spoiler alert, there are other planets with other oceans that are not water. Cool? Any questions? Probably? Well, you'll find out eventually. Alright, so let's make sure we've got all the stuff we need. I do like flying around. It's just a little bit faster than not. So now I'm going to get water pumps going here. And the way it works is you just kind of... You need to place in the right spot, obviously. And you need to have the white output spot there is going to be the conveyor belt that runs the water. And it's very, very simple. I'm going to use mostly tier 2 belts at this point. You know what I might want to do? I probably want to tap into this one. Cool, because this will be the stone. So these are going to be configured to be refined or sulfuric acid, and you'll see that we need water, stone, just the raw natural material stone, and the refined oil, right? So then what we're going to have here is boop, 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 boop. You'll notice there's room for 4 inputs on these guys. I forget if there's anything that needs 4 inputs. But there's room for 4 inputs, so that's information that you now have. Now, I don't think we're going to need 2 of these, but I'll go ahead and place them in advance just to be prepared for a potential future case where we need to really ramp up our production of stone here. And let's make sure that you're connected to some actual power. Cool? How's that look? Looking nice to me. I can't wait until I have a bunch more robots that can fly faster. Because then I can lay down these giant tracks and have them go like... do-do-do-do-do-do-do. But for now, your mech being closer to the place where they're building will definitely speed things up. If you're trying to build from across the map, it's going to slow things down a little bit. As your little robots have to travel to those locations to place the belts and whatnot. Cool. Now what we're probably going to want here is a little bit of output going on. And it doesn't matter where you place the output thing. There we go. Sulfuric acid being produced. Now these guys are producing at a rate of 10 per minute. And it makes 4 at a time, right? So 10 operations per minute. So we're making 40 per minute here. Plus 40 per minute here is 80 sulfuric acid per minute. Assuming that we have everything saturated, right? So 80 sulfuric acid per minute. Remember that number. Now, in a chemical facility, we're going to want to make graphene, right? So we're going to want another chemical plant. I assume it's chemical plant, right? Made in chemical facility. Is that the same thing? I guess so. So what we're going to want here, I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to want this thing to come out at. But what I'm thinking is maybe down here-ish. Because I want to be able to expand these if I need to. And then, you know, build this out as needed too. I kind of forget, like, how much automation around graphene we're going to want, but I seem to remember a lot. So long story short, let's see how many per minute we can get of these. So if I snag myself a bunch of these and stick them in here, along with some graphite. Oh yeah, you probably also want some power, don't you? Temporary, obviously. 20 per minute, or 20 operations per minute. And you need 1 sulfuric acid, and you'll make 2 sets of those. So we're making 40 per minute, but you only need 1 sulfuric acid per operation. So we need 20 sulfuric acid per minute. We're making 80 sulfuric acid down here. So that means I can get 4 more of these with the given amount of sulfuric acid I have, right? And that's your ratio. It's 4 of these to 1 of those. Does that sound coolish? I think. So I'm not sure if that's exactly how we're going to want to lay this out. What I could do is just put them right here, right along it in the line. And this will just be our sulfuric acid line. And this will kind of be the ratio we want to go with. Right? Because I could very easily just do this. Right? And then set you guys up to be these guys. And then all we need to do is get ourselves some energetic graphite. And we'll be good to go. Yeah? Is good? Did I make these Mark 1 belts? I somehow put a Mark 1 belt there, but you get the idea. Core energy will deplete soon. Please refuel. We're working on it. All fixed. Crisis averted. Ish. Ish. Once this research is done up here, I'll see if there's, like, better core energy things to do, right? But if my math is correct, we should be making, like I said, 80 of these per minute, and we're going to be making, you know, we're going to be using 80 now, and that should be cool. Yeah? So now let's get the energetic graphite over here. What I'm going to do is run that from over here. So we're going to get a couple of these dudes. Try and do as much coverage as you can get, because the more coverage you have, the faster the miner runs, basically. 2 might be enough, and if we decide that we want more, we'll handle it. So tap that dude in. I like to do about 200 at a time. That's usually enough to kind of get you going. We may not need this much of this, because what we're going to want is our refineries now. I'm just going to set up the 2. Cool. And then we'll set up on this side these guys going this way. So you're going to feed in, you're going to spit out. You're going to be energetic graphite. You're going to copy and paste. You need some power, obviously. Cool. And then that'll be an easy copy and paste down the line. So then what we're going to want to do is run this dude. I mean, realistically, what we're going to want to do is run him like something like this. And I don't know how expandable this is going to be, but we'll figure it out. Right? Cool. So you're going to feed into there. And part of this game is going to be factory refactoring. We've seen that already. So if things need to be tweaked or changed, we can absolutely do it. And again, building up here by the poles obviously offers some new challenges. But hopefully what I'm going to wind up doing as a result of building up here by the poles is maybe make my life a little bit easier in the future. Cool. Look at how beautiful that copy and paste function is. Oh, it's so good. It is so good. How brilliant is that? Now you're producing 25-ish per minute, but you're struggling on power. Takes 2 seconds to make. So I'm assuming that you'd be making 30 a minute, so that should be 120 for the 4 of them. And you need, if you're making 20 per minute, you need 3. It's 60, 120. So I'm going to want actually 4 more sets of smelters if we want to keep all 4 of these running at full speed. Right? Now, we might run into some tightness, and this is why you don't run buildings north and south. Remember I said don't do that? Look what I'm doing. I'm running my buildings north and south. Bad, Direwolf. Bad. This is the way we solve that problem, and it's ugly. But Direwolf misbehaved, and now you guys are seeing what happens when you don't listen to me. Or I don't listen to me, to be more accurate. Cool. So that should be enough of that. And then what we can do is run a little bit of graphite, a little bit of storage. Ta-da! 3 stacks ought to be good. And then these guys are now cooking up some graphene for us. Beautiful. Now I might want to upgrade this guy to a faster tier just to clear out the backlogging, because we've got so many tier 2s being produced here. But we should be making a lot of stuff. This looks pretty good to me. And we should be happily satisfying our needs for graphene, provided everything was running fast enough, which it's absolutely not. We're going to want at least another miner. Come on, Chief. What, are you still cooking? Ah, you're still making all that stuff. Alright, you can be done for a minute. Cool. Now, power's again becoming a problem for us. So there's 2-ish solutions that we could go for. Option 1 would we could start burning some of our refined oil that we've got, because boy do we have a lot of it. And I think it produces a healthy amount of fuel. So let's look at what that looks like. Option 2 would be we could go tap into another coal vein and set up something similar to here, but in another location using another coal vein, because we've kind of finished that one up, right? Like we've kind of done everything there is to do over there. Cool. Anything else I need while I'm up here? Might as well grab a few things. Motors I could top off on. Gears I could top off on. Maybe some more circuits. Maybe some more magnetic doohickeys we could top off on. How's my copper situation? Not bad. Everything else seems pretty good. How's my silicon doing? Fine. How's my processors doing? Pretty nice. Not too shabby. Slowly but surely producing the processors. The main choke here is the lack of silicon. This stuff just takes forever to produce in the slow process that we've got. Once we hit another planet where we have more of that, we're going to be in much better shape. But let's just go ahead and drop down. I'm just curious, because I kind of forget exactly how this works. But if I were to tap you... like that. So you're producing 2.16 megawatts. See how quickly he eats it, though? Like, he does not last for long. How much potential energy do you have? 4.5 megajoules. And what's this guy? This guy's 6.75. So, 2.16, 80% conversion rate. 2.16, 80% conversion rate. So effectively, thermal power plants generate the same amount of power in terms of, you know, power being produced. They will... how's my solar panels doing, by the way? Like, are you guys still groovy? I haven't checked on you in a while. Yeah, your intensity's okay up here by the poles. So basically, it just determines how fastly or how quickly it burns through the fuel. I don't like burning this stuff, because, like, clearly I need it for refined oil or whatever it is, sulfuric acid, all that stuff. We need that for things. Wow, did we fill up these resources quickly, didn't we? Didn't we fill this up fast? Well, we've got lots of these now, so that's cool. That's nicely automated. It's fast how quickly you can automate this stuff. It really, it moves quickly. And our satisfaction of power is pretty good now that we've started backstuffing all these resources. So reminder, you set up the automation, once you backstuff those resources, it's going to cut down on your power use a lot. So that's a good thing. We definitely want to generate more power, though. So we might want to, like, replicate this setup a bit. And I bet I could, like, copy and paste this whole thing as a blueprint. I wonder if I can. Could I copy paste this whole thing as a blueprint? $241 facilities out of the 150 tech limit that I have. So I bet I could research that in upgrades. We could improve our mass construction to level 3, and that'll allow me to do 600 facilities. Let's add that to the queue of copy-pasting ability. And while we're waiting for both of these things to happen, I think I want to automate the next tier of these things. So let's look at doing that. So what I'm going to want is this dude. Now, do I have the stuff to make this yet? I kind of do. So if I want to make Mark II of these guys, I absolutely can. Okay, but you're going to instead be these things. So you're going to be... So you need... In order to make this, we need 2 of the green motors every 3 seconds. Okay, is your production speed. Now that's at full speed, right? That's at full speed. So keep that in mind. So you just need basically this. I'm going to do the Mark II speed for that. This, and then some energetic graphite, which we might have some coal nearby. We might not. I don't think we do. We have a oil seep, which I think I can make energetic graphite out of. Or we could just, you know, try and snag a little bit of it from up here. Is there any other coal vein nearby? I'm not seeing anything too nearby. Yeah, nothing too good in terms of a nearby coal vein, which is a little bit of a bummer. Not the end of the world. It means that what we should do is set up a splitter here. Like this. And then what we could do... Hey! Magnetic particle trap is complete. Hooray. Run this guy. How do I want to do this? Something like this. And then you can be energetic graphite, copy, paste, paste. Is good. Let me see if I can snag one more of these dudes to fit right in here. Yeah. That'll just get us a little bit more coal being processed. Just a little bit more. It'll help. And then your energetic graphite can make your way down here. What I think I'll do is I will clip this line. I'm out of these again already? Oh, we're out of greens, actually. So, might as well snag some. And I don't need you or you. So trash those. That should be good. Cool. So then once those things get placed, the graphite will come down here, it'll go into this dude, and we'll see what our actual production line looks like. Nice. Okay, cool. So you're making 15 per minute, and you need 2 of those, right? So we need 30 of these per minute, and you're producing 22.5 at the moment, right? 22.5. But if I were to upgrade this guy, we're upgrading our very first machine. Now you're making 30 per minute, which is exactly what we need to satisfy this. Okay? Now, in order for us to have 30 per minute, we need 60 per minute of these guys. Right? Because we're making 30 per minute, and we need 2 of them, so we need 60 per minute of these guys. So we should probably upgrade this dude as well. And now what we'll find is he's making 60 per minute. Cool? Now, if we were concerned about this, we could absolutely replicate these things along this line and have another batch of green makers. Okay? What I'm going to do is tap you right there. And now we've got super magnetic rings, which is super awesome because we can use those to make these things. Cool. Now we have to wait for more of these to be produced, obviously, and we're choking on this. And the reason we're choking on this is because I took the electromagnetic things out of there. So if we wanted to, do I want to copy this, or what's the deal? I might. How many motors do you need per minute right now? You need 2 motors, 30 per minute, so we need 60 motors per minute, right? And we're making 22.5. I think all of this was perfectly balanced, right? So you were making 2, 1, and 1. So you need 22.5, and we had split the difference on these guys? Yes. So let's upgrade all 4 of these, right? So this ratio maintains, so by upgrading everybody to Mark II, we are now groovy in terms of everything producing at the right speed, right? Now, what are the chances that I can double this line without too much heartache? Okay. It looks pretty doable, honestly. It didn't want to copy my stuff too well. Yeah, so you don't want to copy because you've got other things reaching into you at the moment, but I can adjust that manually to fix it. How's this look? So now we can double. So we've doubled our motor production, right? And everybody should be able to maintain that. What we should do now is double this. So what I think I'll do is actually remove you temporarily. Okay. Because I'm going to want to remove this bit. Okay, so we're going to copy you. Lack of item. And then copy you. And then you need to get this fed in. Okay, so now you should also be producing and happy to make this. Cool, right? So he's producing, he's going on this line, and now we want to probably we should be able to have 2 of these guys here making so you're gonna be this dude. Get these guys all placed. We can now copy you. And now we've got 2 batches of these being made at once. And that should hold us over pretty well, right? I'm going to want 3 of those back stuffed. And then we're going to want those output and output. Nope, not there. Cool. That should be good. And that should be a perfect balance, right? Where everything should be perfect in terms of production speed, right? It should be making exactly enough resources to keep these 2 machines running at full speed at all times. Once this is backstuffed, and once this is backstuffed. If we steal from these, it's going to slow down the future production line to satisfy the needs of the storage chests that I particularly tend to grab from. Cool? I like it. Now, before I forget, even though we don't really need it, I want to be prepared for this. Remember last episode I said what we want to do. These are making 22.5 per minute, and these need to be a little bit faster. I'm going to upgrade these guys. Remember I said these need to be Mark II in order to, like, be perfect? Now, I'm currently not getting anywhere near enough high-purity silicon. So, upgrading those does nothing right now. But it makes sure that I don't forget to do it later, which is going to be a big deal, right? Now, what's the next thing I needed to do component-wise? Because we are getting close to the end of the episode, but this is a thing that we absolutely need to make. And that is a thing that is a lot of different resources from a lot of different areas on my planet. My graphene is way up here, right? And my green motors are way down here. And we need to combine those 2 things to make particle containers. So what I might do next episode is introduce you guys to the wonderful world of planetary logistics. It should be fun. But we're going to need titanium before we can get that. A significant amount of titanium, for that matter. And other than that, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. We'll see. We also need lots more power. So I really think we should be considering going to that other planet and setting up mining operations up there. So what I might do between episodes is prepare for that. We'll come back next episode. I'll be prepared with what I want to make is miners. I want to make coal miners to mine the coal. We're going to process it in arc smelters to make energized graphite. We're going to place down a bunch of thermal power plants, so it'll be a coal-based planet. Even though it's right next to the sun and solar is going to be good, solar needs a lot of silicon, and I don't have a lot of silicon yet. So once that's all good, we will establish a titanium and silicon mining operation that gets processed over there on that planet using the power from the coal. Once that's all set up, we'll let a bunch of silicon and titanium be produced. I will manually fly it back to my planet. Then we're going to use it to get ready to start researching the things we need for interplanetary logistics. We've got a planetary logistics system, which is this guy. There is an interplanetary logistics system that will be a lot more crazy, that will allow you to fly things between planets. However, in order to get into that, there's a bunch of stuff we're going to need that we don't have just yet. Close, but not quite yet. For now, wrapping up point. Direwolf20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll come back next time to play a little bit more and automate a lot more. And we are very slowly but surely automating all the things, which, you know, gives Dyer a lot of happy. Lots of happy inside the Dyer when he gets to automate all the things, and that's 100% what we're doing. Alright, guys. Direwolf20 signing off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. You know what else I'm going to do real quick just to be cool? Is I'm going to upgrade this guy right here so that you guys can all be Mark III-ish. Now, I didn't quite have the resources that we needed to do that, but we should be able to do it a little bit good. So if we came down here and snagged these things, look at that. Look how many supermagnetic rings we already have. Now, what are you choking on, by the way? Oh, magnets. Yeah, we might need to ramp up magnet production. Magnets is going to be a problem. We're going to need more magnets. And probably more graphene, but we'll see. So this is the last of the Mark II conveyors. So now, look, we're saturating the line, which is awesome. That's pretty cool. All right, wrapping up point. Direwolf20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll come back next time. For now, take it easy.